Question 1. It tells you that the cost of a TV is £800 plus VAT at 20%. And it wants to know what the total cost of the TV is. So there's two ways of doing this. If it's in your non-calculator paper, you would need to work out what 20% is. So we can do that by finding 10%. And if you remember, to find 10%, you must divide by 10. So if we divide 800 by 10, you get £80. So 20% is 2 lots of 10%. So it must be 2 times this £80, which is £160. The total cost then is your original cost of 800 plus this 20%, which was 160, which gives you your final price of £960. That is your non-calculator method. However, I'm going to show you the calculator method as well, as for the majority of these questions, they would most likely come up in a calculator paper. So if we imagine this original price of our TV, which was this 100%, that's our original cost or price. We then have to add on and pay an extra 20% VAT. So in total of the full price, you have got 120%. Our calculator does not like using percentages, so what you need to do is convert that into a decimal by dividing by 100, and that's equal to 1.20. So now, to get your answer, you take your price, 800, you times it by this 1.20, which is actually called our increase multiplier, and you get your answer, £960. So two slightly different methods depending on which paper it turns up in. So question 2. This time the key word is that it decreases by 6%. So your non-calculator method would be to find 1% by dividing by 100, times this by 6, and then subtract it. However, we're going to use our calculator method. So we've got our original cost of our ticket. We've took off this 6%. Therefore, we have 94% left over, because 100 subtract 6 is 94. Change this into a decimal by dividing by 100, and this time you've worked out your decrease multiplier. So now you take your ticket price, multiply it by your decrease multiplier, and you'll get your answer of £164.50. So here, tick the calculations that would increase 275 by 10%. So looking at part A, they've just added 10 on, but that isn't how you increase by a percentage. So this one we know is incorrect. Part B, again if we have a look at that method which we've been using, we've got our 100%, we're increasing, so we're adding on this extra 10%, so in total we've got 110%, which as a decimal is 1.10, or as a fraction is 110 over 100, because we took that 110 and we've divided it by 100. So actually, timesing that by 275 would increase it by 10%. Part C, that's actually working out what 10% is, because it's 10 over 100 times 275. So this one would only find 10% and it wouldn't increase it. And then finally part D, well, if we work out what 10% is using our non-calculator method and dividing by 10, we would get 27.5. So because this answer here is the same, that is 10%. So actually, you are increasing it by 10%. So part D is also correct. Our next question, this one's got two parts. So first of all, we again start by drawing our bar, and we want to work out what this VAT of 20% is. So we know we need to work out what 120% of our original price is. Our original price is 1,200. We then multiply it by our increase multiplier, which is 1.20. And that gives us our final price of 1,440. He then pays a £300 deposit. So we need to subtract this £300 to begin with. It then tells you he separates this payment into 10 equal monthly payments. So we need to divide this amount left over by 10. That tells you how much each monthly payment is. So our next question, he's got a 7% decrease on this price. So first of all, we need to work out what that is. So again, we start by drawing our bar. It's gone down by 7%, so we're decreasing by 7%. That leaves us with 93%. That, as a decimal, is 0.93. So 6,500 times by our decrease multiplier gives us our answer of £6,045. He then pays this over 12 equal months. So we need to divide that amount by 12, and we get our answer of £503.75 each month. Our next question, it's told you that the rate of VAT has increased from 17.5 to 20%, and it wants to know the difference in price of a car worth 15,000 plus VAT due to the increase in VAT. So first of all, we're going to start with our original amount, 15,000. We need to times it by our increase multiplier. So for 17.5%, it would be 1.175. Again, you can draw that bar out if it helps. And then for the 20%, it'll be times 1.20. If we multiply these and then work out the difference, we will find the answer. So our top one would be 17,625. And our second one would be 18,000. So therefore the difference in price is 18,000, subtract our 17,625, and we get our answer of £375. Our last question, question 7. So in 2016 she earned a monthly salary of 2,100. She was then awarded a 3% pay increase. Given that she worked 42 hours per week for 45 weeks, work out her average pay. So our first step is to work out what this pay increase is. So we've got our original amount times by our increase multiplier, so our 100% plus this extra 3% changed into a decimal. That gives you an answer of 2,163. So this is how much she gets paid monthly. We know that there are 12 months in the year, so her annual salary would be this 2,163 times by 12. That gives us a total of 25,956. So that is her annual salary. It wants to know how much money she has earned per hour for the year. So it tells you that she has worked for 45 weeks and 42 hours per week. So if we want to work out the total number of hours she has worked, we need to multiply 42 by 45. That tells us she has worked for 1,000 890 hours for the whole year. Her total salary is this 25,956. If we divide that by the amount of hours she's worked, you will get her average pay per hour for the year, and that comes out to 13.73 recurring. So she would be getting, on average, £13.73.